But I've noticed a little bit in some of the more sensitive situations and with a couple of people that are in my life every day who have been struggling, I tend to go back into that familiar pattern and I start to give a little lecture like to them. And it
Mm-hmm.
was funny because they said one of my close people the other day, I'm not going to mention who they are, but they're struggling. And in the dialogue, they said to me, like, can you just please stop lecturing me? And it was like, oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
that word triggered me to know that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not going to move them out of the space with telling
Mm-hmm.
them everything that they're doing wrong. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I had to take a step back and really think, how am I showing up for this person? That's not how I want to show up. But
Mm-hmm.
it's going back to that self-awareness and recognizing, man, I come by this honestly because, man, it's a lot of generations that
Oh yeah.
like this lecture mentality.
Oh
So I've
yeah.
really been trying to show up differently for this individual, just like in love, in letting them be where they need to be. And it's hard because you see somebody that you care about not doing great, but
Oh yeah.
also I'm not going to lecture them out of it. The best thing I can do is truly come in with unconditional love and provide that to them.
Oh
And
yeah.
whatever that journey looks like for them, support it.
Exactly. Yeah. I would say, yeah, I come from lecturing folks, men and women, and this is not even just on the feminine side, it's on the masculine. It's everywhere, right? We're all these communicative people. But it also comes in form of lecturing. And so I also have really hmm I'm trying to think of a humble way of saying this because it sounds not so humble. I tend to not be totally wrong. I'm semi right, but it's not about being right. Like that's something I've had to learn. It's not about actually being right. Do I believe that in sharing, I am very intuitive, I feel very gut led, and I do follow on with instincts. I had an experience today. Totally should have listened to my gut instinct. Should have canceled the appointment. Should have done it. Not even went. And it was a fireball of a piece of, it was not even worth like an existence. It was awful. Okay. And I should have listened to myself. So I am more in tune. I do listen to things. I try to be intuitive to a degree, right? Does it make me all knowing? No, I'm not all knowing. I don't, I'm not I'm not a personal crystal ball, but I have not been totally wrong sometimes, right? So like, I do trust my intuition. I do trust my
Yeah.
gut, but it comes off as like, I'm right, you're wrong. And
Yeah.
that's not okay, or like, I've had to just start doing the same thing myself where I've talked to people and instead of lecturing people or even giving advice anymore, because I've found when I start giving advice, things start getting sticky because a lot of people come to me for advice, but they don't always take it. And that's okay. Or they're just seeking more validation, because that's another thing. People seek more validation when they already know the answer. Um, or it depends on what's happening in these exchanges. And so I've started asking people like, am I just here to listen? Because like I felt like before, sometimes if people are coming to me, I ended up just talking over them, and not intentionally. And I didn't talk, not when they're speaking, I didn't talk over them, but I just start giving advice automatically.
Hmm.
Like, and so it can feel very lectury, or it can feel very like, I don't even know if lectury is a word, but it can feel that way. It
Sure.
can even feel like I know everything and you know nothing, or like I'm right, you're wrong, or even argumentative. And that's not the space or energy or the way I want to show up for people. And so I've either not, sometimes I don't even need to give advice. I actually listen to my gut. And if they're not actually communicating to me what they're seeking, I can typically I've been starting to pick up on it. Like, in this space, I'm not holding back. It's just actually better for me not to, I don't need to give any information from me on this end. Like it's not needed in this moment. And so I've been really listening to myself on that and how I'm presenting myself because I am very talkative. I mean, this is it. Like I annoy everyone. I mean, this is it. Like my voice, hello, this is my gift. And it can come off in many different ways, And so
Hmm.
being in tune with this gift is the best way I can show up for somebody. So whether it's asking the questions, whether it's understanding the need, or even just listening to my gut, I know the way I need to show up for that person and in what headspace that I need to be in for myself too.